number one mistake that I see across the board of new golfers, high handicap, mid handicap golfers, is really similar. It's over rotation in the backswing position and a lack of external rotation of the right arm in the backswing position. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that I spend most of my time encouraging golfers to produce more external rotation of the trail arm in the backswing and to essentially learn to turn correctly, which ultimately means turning less. So what does this mean? I'm going to grab another alignment stick here. I'm going to place one through my belt loops and I'm going to place one across my shoulders to demonstrate. Now, you wouldn't think as an amateur golfer, when you compare yourself to a professional golfer, that you would have an ability to over rotate, but you'll quickly see my point here, right? So place this one across my shoulders, this one through my hips, get set up to a golf ball. What I see a lot with golfers is that everything moves together, okay, like so. So every golfers have a tendency to really move their upper body and their lower body together inside that sort of first movement as I'm demonstrating. Now what happens is when you go into your posture and you turn everything together, your head will end up moving off towards the right hand side, okay, and you can see the way you end up with a huge backswing rotation like so. Now the other problem when you have this tendency to turn everything together, as I'm demonstrating, is it's going to make you turn really flat. Now, as you then end up turning really flat, the club is going to get dragged what's known as behind you like so. And what most amateur golfers do to rectify this problem is they delay external rotation, which I'm going to come to in a second, for those of you who are uncertain what I mean by external rotation. So you end up in a backswing position that often ends up looking like this. Huge amount of rotation, a lack of external rotation, and a downswing sequence which is just going to be impossible. So what you're really looking for is a movement where the upper body moves first, as I'm demonstrating like so, and then a rotation, okay? And the reason for this is if you can obviously sequence your rotation correctly, upper body first, then lower body, two things is going to happen. One, you're not going to end up with too much rotation in the backswing, but the second thing, when I turn my upper body first, see the way it produces more of a tilt. Okay, now from here, I can now externally rotate my arm. And the external rotation of your arm is this. So if I can get you, a student, into a position that looks like this inside the takeaway, then from here it's much easier to allow a little more external rotation and to rotate. Now the benefit of this backswing position is my upper arm is relatively connected to the side of my body. I've already done the external rotation I need, so all I've got to do in the downswing is drop this down. The other benefit to sequencing the rotation, as I've mentioned here, is that, as opposed to turning everything together, is the downswing is all about hip rotation. You've got to clear those hips to the point where they've got to try and be 45 degrees open at the point of impact. So if you're turning your hips 60 degrees in the backswing position, you're just making it more complicated. So I promise you, the way that you're going to improve in your golf is have less moving parts in the backswing position, not more moving parts in the backswing position. If you're the kind of golfer who ends up turning everything together, this arm ends up looking like so, you're going to find it really difficult to move your arm like that in the downswing and rotate when the downswing is obviously so much quicker. If you can change it to the point where you have a backswing position that looks more like so, from here you've only got to do this as you rotate, you're likely to find way more success.